We're going to do a video today on the Driveline suspension setup in our patrol. We get a lot of questions on what suspension it's running and that sort of thing, so we thought we'd just do a video taken all the way through. So we'll give you a look what's underneath, what we've done, why we've done it, all that sort of stuff. We swapped the GQ diffs out for GU diffs, just a bit stronger, and also it was to allow us to get the car engineered for a bit bigger tyres because the GU diffs can handle that. We got a set of GU diffs front and rear and completely rebuild them. Everything through them's brand new. So the front is a 4.6 ratio with a locker diff lock in the front axle. The rear axle's just a limited slip diff at this stage. So when we had the diffs rebuilt, we got them completely braced and superior guards on them. So the front guards welded onto the diff pumpkin and the rear ones are bolt-on. At the same time, we obviously swapped to the GU brakes, power steering pump, steering box, all that at the same time. So it's all to GU spec. We also put DBA kangaroo paw rotors on, all new wheel studs, bearings, CVs, all that. We're probably going to change the front CVs to chromoly ones. So while we're up the front here, we've got a King shocks onto a 38mm chromoly drag link, adjustable panhard bar. With the diffs, we've also got a BRC diff breather kit, which is connected to the two diffs, the gearbox and the transfer case, which runs up inside the engine bay. All around the car runs 80 series bump stops. Okay, so on the back diff, you can see here we've got the bolt-on Superior Engineering guard. We've also got an adjustable panhard in the back. Around the back in the patrol, we've actually got Superior Engineering upper and lower control arms. The lower control arms are the plus 15mm to push this back a little bit further from our flare. And that whole wheel can fully articulate without scrubbing, so we're happy with how those have worked. And front and rear we also run sway bars. Obviously that was needed to get the car engineered in New South Wales. So in the rear we've got Boss Engineering Coil tower brace kit installed, just because the rear of the car started to be loaded out fairly heavy, so we wanted to make sure that they weren't going to bend in or crack. We've got the 80 series bump stops, as well as Superior Engineering coil retainers and dropout cones. Okay, so all around we've got King off-road racing shocks. These are the 2.5-inch body adjustable smoothies. In the front they're around about 11-inch, in the rear they're about 12-inch. So on the remote reservoir here, you've just got a little dial that you can actually firm or soften the compression rebound of the shock. And all around front and rear we've got 5-inch heavy duty King coils. So when we got the car, it had a 4-inch lift with 35-inch tyres. The springs were a lot softer than these, so as soon as we put the rooftop tent and stuff on, the car sagged down a lot. Also the shocks were just the Tough Dog adjustable ones, which were pretty flogged out. When we changed over to these springs and these shocks, it completely changed the way the car drove. It just handled on-road so much better. Off-road it's really good as well, obviously, but mainly on-road, noticed a big difference. And being able to firm them up or soften them depending on what you're doing is a really good thing. We're also planning to do bigger trips down the line, so corrugated roads and that, these shocks will hold up a lot better. When we got the car, it had the GQ diffs with 4.1 ratio centers in it, and it did drive really well, especially with the extra power. The revs were a bit down on the highway, but the correct gearing for a patrol, roughly for a 35-inch tyre, is a 4.6 ratio. Now that it's geared correctly for what it was meant to be, we've gone up in revs, sitting on 100 k's an hour on the highway, but it's actually using less fuel because the car's sitting sort of in its peak torque and power where it's supposed to be sitting, as well as being far better off-road. It's got a slower crawl, having the 4.6 gears in it. The main reason we changed to the GU diffs was just to get a stronger diff, but it also allowed us to get the car engineered with a larger size tyre than we could have had with the GQ axles in it. Mainly because GU has a bigger tyre from factory, which allows you a bit more, but also it's got better brakes and better steering. Like, all round it's a better setup. It does push your width out. If you've got offset wheels, you're going to have to get a wider flare or something like that, because they do push it out fairly far. These wheels are 16 by 8 inch and -22 offset, and the tyres are a 315/75 R16 Maxxis Bighorn. We had been defected in the past for the 35-inch tyres, which was a bit more of a concern for us because we plan on doing a fair bit of travel, and it's one thing to get defected sort of when you're at home and you can change things around and get it cleared, but if you're a fair way from home on a trip, you really don't want to have to deal with that. So that's why we went to the extra effort and cost to get this done. We're really happy that we've done it because on top of being legal now, it's also better to drive, brakes better, handles better. Like, it was worth doing. Two things we'll probably look at changing with this setup, we just haven't sort of got around to doing it yet, is we're probably going to look at putting Harrop E-lockers front and rear, just so we've got selectable lockers. The auto locker's been great and gets us everywhere without any drama, but it's a bit of a negative that as soon as we put it in four-wheel drive, that front axle is completely locked. Makes the steering a bit heavy. There's ways around it, but we're looking at just probably changing front and rear selectable lockers. And we'll probably end up putting chromoly CV axles through the front, just for when we are sort of looking to do longer trips. It's one less thing we have to worry about because they're going to be a lot harder to break, and they're also covered, like certain ones are covered under like a lifetime warranty and that sort of thing. They're the two changes to the Driveline we'll probably be looking at doing, but apart from that, I'm really happy with the height of it. I don't want to go higher or lower. I don't really want to run a bigger tyre. These ones do everything I need it to. When we first got the car, it actually had 15-inch rims with Maxxis Bighorn tyres on it. And when we were due for a new set, we really liked the tyre, but we kept getting told that the sidewalls were fairly weak. So what we did, we upgraded to a 16-inch rim, which in the Bighorns, the 16-inch size 35 has a thicker ply sidewall, so it's a lot stronger than in the 15-inch size. So since we've done that, we haven't had any dramas with these. These ones have done around 30,000 kilometres now, and they've still got plenty of tread, about 8-9 mil or so in the centre, and probably 12 or more on the sides. So we've got really good life out of them, and we're planning on sticking with these ones. The only other ones I've probably considered giving it a try would be the Nitto trail grapplers, but if we go for a set of them, we're going to have to change to a 17-inch rim. So yeah, we're not sure if we'll do that sometime soon or get another set of these and run them out. Yeah, we've been really happy with the Maxxis Bighorn tyres. Plenty of grip on road and off. they're a strong tyre, they've held up to a lot of abuse, and they ride fairly quiet for a mud tyre, so we've been really happy with them. So that's just a bit of a rundown on the Driveline and the suspension in the Patrol. If you've got any other questions about any of it that we've missed, just put them in the comment box and we'll get back to you. We've done, you know, like 4,000 kilometre road trips and stuff in it recently, and it was faultless, drove really well, handled everything we needed it to, so very happy with how it's sort of set up at the moment. And yeah, apart from the changes to the lockers and the axles, there's nothing we're really planning on changing. So thanks for watching this video, we'll see you in the next one.